Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the softball fields outside Milford High School as Milford TV is once again happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. Tim Collette on the call once again as we bring you more coverage of the Lady Hawks softball team getting deeper into the second half of the season. This afternoon, the Lady Hawks are getting set to take on the Canton Lady Bulldogs. Milford coming into action this afternoon with an impressive 14-1 record. They are 11-1 within league play, and they continue to operate with some distance in first place in the Davenport Division standings. North Attleboro in second place in those standings with an overall record of 8-4. So Milford just days away perhaps from clinching yet another Davenport Division title, keeping that streak going of winning the Davenport every year since entering into Hockomock League play. And Milford just continuing to cruise their way through this season. Their last two games since last we covered this team were both mercy rule victories. Milford with a 14-0 victory at Stoughton back on May the 8th. And just 24 hours ago, Milford with a 12-0 mercy rule win against Sharon High School here at the Milford softball field. So back into action for a third consecutive day. But again, 14-1 on the season, a 14-game winning streak coming into action this afternoon and facing a Canton team that has struggled on the year. Canton coming in last place in the Davenport standings. They have yet to win a game this year. They are 0-13 overall on the season. Milford playing Canton in Canton earlier this season, and it ended up as an overwhelming victory for the Lady Hawks, a 21-0 mercy rule victory. And so for Milford, as they continue to keep their eyes on the teams they have yet to face in this regular season, we can't help but start to look ahead towards what's going on with the rest of the competition within the Division I South bracket. Of course, Milford has already sewn up a playoff spot in the MIAA tournament. And if the playoffs were to start today, Milford would have secured the number 2 seed in the Division I South bracket. Right now, Milford trails only Silver Lake in terms of record amongst the Division I South teams. Silver Lake once again putting together an unbeaten season to this point. They enter into action this afternoon at 13-0, and it looks very likely that they will run the table the rest of the way as they are facing off against competition remaining on their schedule that they have already defeated handily at previous points in the season. So depending on what happens the rest of the way, it looks like Milford right now is in position to claim the number 2 seed, but they would have to continue to play strong softball the rest of the way, because if you look at some of the other teams that are just behind Milford, there is not a whole lot of breathing room. You look at some of the other teams in Division I South, Bishop Feehan with just 1 loss on the year, Marshfield also just a 1-loss team, Hopkinton, who Milford defeated earlier in this season, that is the only loss the Lady Hillers have. They come into this afternoon's action at 10-1, and of course you have to look at the other teams in the Hockomock League as well. King Philip still hanging tough, although they did lose once again to Bishop Feehan earlier this week, so they are now 10-4 overall on the season. And the team Milford needs to watch particularly close the rest of the way within the Hockomock League is Taunton. They come into this afternoon's action with a 12-2 overall record. They are 11-1 within the Hockomock League, and of course, Taunton is the only team that has defeated Milford this season. But if you look at the road ahead for Taunton, they do have some tough games remaining on their schedule. Today, they face off against a tough Franklin softball team before having to visit King Philip later in the week. And they also have a matchup later on this season against a very tough Dighton-Rehoboth team as well. So Taunton has one of the toughest schedules remaining in the Hockomock League. Milford with some tough games on the horizon as well. So everyone really having to play their best softball here at the end of the season, as again, just one loss could dramatically change where you end up in the seedings when all is said and done at the end of the year. So Milford will look to continue to keep that win streak going this afternoon. They look for their 15th consecutive victory here this afternoon under overcast skies as they get set to take on the Canton Lady Bulldogs. We are happy to be bringing you this coverage via the live stream app, so live coverage taking place here this afternoon. If you are tuned in to our live stream feed, we welcome you into the coverage. This game should get started probably in about 20 minutes from now. So we will hang tight until the start time for this game this afternoon. We will be back with the starting lineups for these two teams in just a few short moments, so stay tuned to coverage of Milford High School softball here on Milford TV. Welcome back inside the Milford softball field. The Lady Hawks have taken the field, so we are just moments away from getting this game started. And before we begin, let's bring you today's starting lineup, starting with the visiting Canton Lady Bulldogs. Leading it off is center fielder Evelyn Carrington, with Catherine Haller in the second baseman batting second. Today's starting pitcher Caroline Hughes bats third, with Samantha Keefe, the first baseman, batting cleanup. Julia Izepik catches and bats 5th, with Molly Lowren, the right fielder, batting 6th. Jacqueline Howard, the shortstop, bats 7th, with Lindsay Barrett, the designated player, batting 8th. And in the 9th spot, playing left field, is Allie Chin. Taylor Harris is flexed out of the lineup for Canton. She is only playing defensively at 3rd base. And for the Lady Scarlet Hawks, here is their starting lineup. Leading it off is the center fielder, Kate Irwin. Emily Pierre-Gustavo, the shortstop, bats 2nd, with Maggie Farrell in the number 3 spot playing left field. Jess Tomaso is your cleanup hitter, playing 1st base, with Caitlin DeCapua, the 3rd baseman, batting 5th. Emily Hartman catches and bats 6th, with Kelly Riker in as today's starting pitcher, batting 7th. Maddie Bonvino bats 8th and plays 2nd base, with Shannon Cormier in the 9th spot playing right field. So you have both starting pitchers in the starting lineups for today's game. Caroline Hughes will step into the circle for Canton, and Kelly Reichert getting the start for the Lady Hawks. This is Kelly's 10th game in the circle this season. It will be her 7th start. She's thrown 41 innings so far on the season. She's allowed just 33 hits, 10 runs, only 7 of them earned. She has only walked 2 batters so far this season while striking out 33, and comes in with an excellent 1.20 ERA. She is ready to go in the circle. The leadoff batter for Canton, Evelyn Carrington, steps in on the left side, and the first pitch on the way, and it misses just outside as softball gets underway a little after 4 o'clock this afternoon, a bit of a later start than anticipated. And again, we want to welcome in all of the viewers tuning in to us via the live stream app this afternoon. Happy to have you aboard for this live coverage, and of course we welcome everyone in who may be tuning into this game on our Milford TV educational channel or on YouTube as well. Tim Coet on the call for our continuing coverage of the spring sports season for this 2016-17 school year. A 2-ball no-strike count to Carrington, and there is a called strike. Milford in search of their 15th consecutive win, while Canton is still looking for their elusive first win of the year. A tough season as this Canton team has been in rebuilding mode. They have a brand new head coach for this season. A standout softball player in her own right, Jen Robillard, taking over as head coach of the Lady Bulldogs this season. Here comes a 3-1 pitch from Reichert, and it's tapped on the ground to 3rd base. A fair ball to Capua. Fires to first. A good strong throw from DeCapua, and that retires Carrington for out number 1. 5-3 on the ground out. Milford playing their 3rd game in 3 days. They've had a bit of a compacted second half of the schedule, which was brought about mainly because of all of the rainouts and postponements earlier this season. But the team so far notching victories on Monday and Tuesday of this week, now here on the 10th of May. Looking to keep that winning streak going. A first pitch strike poured into Catherine Halloran, the 2nd baseman. And a swing and a miss. Yesterday, Milford pitching allowed just a single hit to the Sharon Lady Eagles as Allie Atherton pitched the 1-hitter. Milford needing just 5 innings to collect the Mercy Rule win. Here's an 0-2 pitch, and it sent foul out of play. Narrowly missing the vehicles off in the parking lot, and the count stays at 0-2. 1 out deep in the top of the 1st inning. Again, a heavy cloud cover overhead. It's been that way for most of the day here today, but no rain expected as that 0-2 pitch dips in just a bit low. Reichert now ready with a 1-2 pitch, and Halloran just able to get a piece. Kelly last pitched on Monday of this week, earning a victory in the game against Stoughton. Kelly ended up pitching 6 innings in that game. She allowed just 2 hits and struck out 11. Quite a dominant performance from Reichert. Jess Tomaso actually came in to finish that game off in the 7th, so that game did go a full 7. Milford putting up 5 runs in the 7th inning of that game to really break it open. So it was not a mercy rule win. It did go the full 7. And Tommaso, in that 1 inning of relief, allowed just 1 hit while striking out 2. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Halloran. And this pitch hit hard to Tommaso at first base. Ever so slight a bobble, but only about a footstep away from the first base bag. No problem to get the out unassisted. And with 2 outs now, the starting pitcher for Canton, Caroline Hughes, will dig in. Hughes with the tall task of facing this Milford offense in the bottom half of this inning. And she takes a called strike 1 from her counterpart, Kelly Reichert. Plenty of chatter out of the first base dugout, occupied by Canton. It's a 2-ball, no-strike count. So Kelly trying to find her command here in the top of the first. We've seen her get into some deep counts. She has retired the first 2 batters. Now a hard ground ball to second base. Bonvino has it, flips to first, and in the end it is a 1-2-3 top half of the first inning. No base runners for the Lady Bulldogs, and so the Milford Lady Scarlet Hawks will take their first swings of the game when we come back next on coverage of Milford High School athletics on Milford TV. Kate Irwin, Emily Pierre-Gustavo, and Maggie Farrell, the top 3 hitters in the Milford order, coming to the plate in the home half of the first. Canton unable to produce a base runner in the top half of the inning. And so here is Kate Irwin. Comes into play this afternoon with a .455 batting average, the 3rd highest average on the team. And she takes a called strike 1 out of the hand of Caroline Hughes. Irwin with 6 steals on the year. The top mark on the team. Runs up to that ball, but keeps the bat head back. And that evens the count at a ball and a strike. Through 15 games, Irwin has had 55 at-bats. She's notched 25 hits. She scored 23 runs. Taps this ball foul right at the dish. .23 runs scored, the 2nd highest mark on the team. Of course, Emily Pierre-Gustavo leads this team in the majority of offensive categories, including runs scored. She has 27. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count, and this ball grounded to second base. Irwin flying down the line, but Catherine Halloran able to make the play just in time to retire Irwin. It's about the only place on the field that Irwin can send a ground ball that the defense has a chance of throwing her out. She sends it to the left side. Usually there is no chance. So Irwin retired on the 4-3 ground out. And now ball 1 sent in to Pierre-Gustavo. Last time we covered the Lady Hawks was in their victory last week against King Philip. A very exciting game. It came down to the wire. And one thing we noticed over the course of that afternoon was that every chance King Philip had to pitch around Emily Pierre-Gustavo, they took the opportunity to do it. She walked 3 times in the game. Here she pops a pitch out towards second base. And again, there is Halloran to make the play. So it's 2 up and 2 down for Milford in the first. And now Maggie Farrell to the plate. Farrell had a hit in the game yesterday and a run batted in. A lot of the bench had an opportunity to come in towards the later innings of that game. So Farrell with just 3 at-bats, but she has continued to get healthy and she has continued to return to form at the plate. Now sends a hard ground ball foul wide of first. Farrell, as of this afternoon's action, with an even .400 batting average, already up to 11 runs batted in on the season despite missing a half-dozen games. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's up over the head of Farrell. Maggie with 14 hits in 35 at-bats. 5 of them have gone for doubles. She has a triple and a home run as well. A 2-ball, 1-strike count with 2 outs and the bases empty. Here's the pitch. And this is hit hard on the ground. It's off the glove of the shortstop, Howard, and Farrell will reach. Jacqueline Howard going to the backhand to field that grounder. It popped in and out of her mitt. We'll rule it an error. And E6 puts Farrell at first and gives Jess Tomaso a chance to bat in the inning. You never want to give this lineup extra outs to work with. And pitch drifts up and away. The snap throw to first is not in time. Defensively for Canton, it's Julia Izepik behind the plate, Taylor Harris at third, Jacqueline Howard at short, Catherine Halloran at second, and Samantha Keefe at first. Left to right in the outfield, Allie Chin, Evelyn Carrington, and Molly Lowren, as this ball is driven deep out to left, and it is just foul. Coach DeVito taking an extra look out there, checking with the home plate umpire. But that one ruled a foul ball just to the left of that pole. A slicer off the bat of Tomaso that bent just a little bit too far. If it had been fair, it would have been gone. Instead now a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Tomaso. Here comes the pitch. And that time Hughes taking something off the pitch, and it ended up dropping in the dirt. Farrell perched on the first base bag. It's now a 2-ball, 1-strike count. And now here's a drive out to left field, and that's over the glove of Chin. Rolling to the fence. They're going to wave Farrell all the way around from first base. Here comes the relay throw to the plate, not in time. And it is an RBI double for Tomaso, a 2-out double that puts Milford on top, 1-0. So there you have it. A playable ball at shortstop off the bat of Farrell. Howard making the error, giving Milford an extra at bat in the inning, and they immediately make it count. Driving in the first run of the game. Tomaso in scoring position now at second as Caitlin DeCapua digs in. DeCapua doing a superb job operating as the cleanup hitter in this lineup for much of the season while Farrell was working back from the injury. Caitlin batting .404. Coming into action this afternoon, Milford with 7 batters in the starting lineup with a batting average at .400 or better. A 1-1 pitch, inside and low. DeCapua has 20 runs batted in. So again, talking about her production, that is 3rd highest on the team in RBI total. The 2-1 pitch now. This is hit hard through the left side of the infield for a hit. They're going to wave Tomaso around from second base. The throw is in front of home plate. No chance to get Tomaso. And taking second base on the throw was DeCapua. So it should go as an RBI single, with DeCapua taking second on the throw. And Milford with 2 outs really starting to do some damage. Now 2-0. And the line keeps moving as Emily Hartman stands in for the first time. The sophomore batting .327. And takes the first pitch low and inside for ball 1. Hartman in double digits with 10 runs batted in. Also has 3 home runs. Here's the 1-0 pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Kelly Reichert hoping for a chance to bat in this inning. She waits on deck. The 2-0 is high. Hartman well ahead in the count now. About to see a 3-0 pitch, and it's not close. A 4-pitch walk to Hartman. And it looks like we'll have a courtesy runner here for Hartman as Lucy Creedon pops out of the dugout. She'll take over at first. Creedon had a chance to get into the game yesterday against Sharon, ended up going 1-for-1. She drove in a run. This is the 10th game that Creedon has appeared in, right now appearing at first base. She's at first with Caitlin DeCapua, the lead runner, at second. Kelly Reichert waiting to dig in. Kelly has had a fantastic season at the plate to go along with her dominating pitching numbers, batting .340 with 17 runs batted in. She swings at the first pitch and sends a high fly ball out to center, and a running grab made by Molly Lowren. Got a little bit of a late break, but she was able to make up the ground and was just able to make the catch for the out that ends the inning. But Milford drives in 2 runs with 2 outs in the inning. And after 1 full inning of play from Milford, it is a 2-0 lead for the Lady Scarlet Hawks here on Milford TV. Reichert back in the circle, set to face batters 4, 5, and 6. The first baseman, Samantha Keefe, will lead off. And she swings at the first pitch, sends it to the opposite field, and that will drop in front of Maggie Farrell. A leadoff base hit, first pitch swinging for Keefe. So Keefe not waiting around, jumping on that first pitch. It was elevated. She was able to drive it out into shallow left field for the first Canton base hit of the day. And now this ball hits sharply to second base. The throw to second out there. Pierre Gustavo to first, and not in time. And looks like the umpire gesturing as if Tommaso was pulled off the bag on the throw. So a near double play, as both of these first 2 hitters of the inning for Canton aggressively swinging at that first pitch. Julia Izepik reaching on the fielder's choice. So she replaces Keefe at first, who's now erased from the bases. 1 out and a swing and a miss from Molly Lowren. Lowren made a nice running grab on a ball hit by Kelly Reichert to end the bottom of the first. Milford looked like they were settling in for a lengthy rally. And now a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The next pitch on the way is in for a called strike 2. A lot of communication from Coach Robillard over in the third base coaches area. You can see Coach Robillard trying to instill some solid fundamentals into this team. They've struggled in the Hockomock League in recent seasons. Right now a 2-ball, 2-strike count. The next pitch is up and away. This Canton offense has scored just 35 total runs on the season. And that is through 13 games played. Milford, on the other hand, has scored a total of 154 runs, the best mark in the Hawk. As this ball is lined out to right field, it's in for a hit, scooped up by Cormier. The runner will try to take third, and now holding on to the throw is Pierre Gustavo. Now she guns to first, and they get the runner leaning off the bag. So Pierre Gustavo with a gritty veteran play. She bluffed the throw to third base, and that had Lowren leaning off of first. Then the quick throw from Pierre Gustavo got there just in time. And so credit Lowren with a single, but then thrown out after the play is Epic going first to third. And now a first pitch strike into Jacqueline Howard, so there are 2 outs in the inning. The lone runner is Epic at third. Here's the pitch, and this is a line drive, and that'll get through into left field, scoring the run as Epic crosses the plate. It's the 3rd hit off of Kelly Reichert in the 2nd inning. And it cuts the score to 2-1, so that certainly has to feel good for Canton after they were shut out 21-0 against Milford earlier in the year, scoring a run here in the 2nd inning on 3 hits. They've made some solid contact against Kelly. And the inning will continue now for the designated player, Lindsey Barrett. And Barrett takes a pitch that just misses, maybe a little bit outside and low. And now a 2-ball, no strike count. Plenty of fan support behind this Lady Hawks team as usual. A vocal student section and spectators sprinkled all around the exterior of the ball field. As now this ball is hit on the ground to first base. Tommaso can't find it, and everyone will reach. Now the runner trying to take third, and she is going to be out to end the inning. Tommaso had that ball pop out of her glove and couldn't find it in time. Barrett reached it first, but in the process, Jacqueline Howard thrown out trying to advance all the way to third base. So an aggressive base running play does not work out for Canton. They end up running themselves out of the inning, scoring just 1 run, but they do chip into the Milford lead. And as we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning, it's now a 2-1 score in favor of Milford here on Milford TV. So definitely a strange inning for Canton in the top half of the 2nd inning. They had 3 hits. They scored 1 run, but there easily could have been more. They had 1 runner thrown out by Emily Pierre Gustavo, as Molly Lowren was thrown out at first, leaning after she had collected a single. And then Lindsey Barrett reaching on what we've ruled as an error at first base on Jess Tommaso, but then Jacqueline Howard thrown out across the diamond trying to reach third base. So a similar situation to what we saw in the late innings against King Philip, the opponent running into outs, taking themselves out of a possible rally. So in the end, a 2-1 score with Milford still in front. Maddie Bonvino, Shannon Cormier, and Kate Irwin due up in the 2nd inning. A 1-ball, 1-strike count on Bonvino. And you can make it now 2-1. Maddie Bonvino, an impressive .432 batting average. She has 19 total hits on the season coming into today. And lines this ball out to center field, but that will hang up long enough for Evelyn Carrington to make the play. So 1 out now in the inning, and we'll see the number 9 hitter Shannon Cormier at the plate. Cormier up on the left side. She continues to excel this season as well, with a .422 batting average. And she takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. And now takes a called strike. Cormier, a couple of extra base hits on the season. She has a triple and a home run. She's also walked 9 times. And taps this ball foul right at the dish. Cormier went 1 for 3 yesterday against Sharon with a run batted in. About to see a 1-2 pitch. She pops it up. It's playable as the pitcher now takes charge. You had Julia Izepik coming out from behind the plate. It looked like she was going to make the catch, but then Hughes coming over, and she ultimately makes the grab. A light collision between pitcher and catcher, nothing serious. And so 2 quick outs now in the bottom of the second. That leaves the inning up to Kate Irwin, who is 0 for 1. Runs up to that one and loops the bunt attempt foul. Kate grounding out to second base to start off last inning. So through these early innings, we've seen the more solid contact on the Canton side, despite Milford holding the 2-1 lead. But here Irwin sends one hard out to center field, but a sliding catch is made by Carrington. Going to the knees to make that catch. So some solid play in the field through the early innings for the Lady Bulldogs, as Milford ends up going 1-2-3 in the second inning. It is still 2-1 Milford on this continuing coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV. Allie Chin, Evelyn Carrington, and Catherine Halloran, the 3 batters expected against Kelly Reichert in the top of the third. Milford holding on to a 2-1 lead, but Canton has come to play in this game this afternoon. They've brought a good amount of intensity. They've gotten to Kelly Reichert to the tune of a run on 3 hits, that all happening in the second inning. And now this ball is hit hard to shortstop. Waiting for it is Pierre Gustavo. Her throw to first base, not in time. That slowed up as it went across the infield dirt. And Pierre Gustavo's throw a little bit too late to get Chin, who reaches on the infield single. So there's your 4th Canton hit. The Lady Bulldogs out-hitting Milford 4-2 through these early innings. And back to the leadoff spot, Evelyn Carrington, who made a nice sliding catch to conclude the bottom of the second. She turned as if to bunt on that first pitch, but took it for a ball. The next pitch from Reichert, this time she offers and fouls it away. Carrington grounded out to third base to open up the game. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. And showing bunt again, and this one fouled off, says the umpire. Popped straight back up in the air and ended up in the glove of Emily Hartman, but a foul ball for strike 2. Carrington setting up deep in that left side batter's box. And now a wave and a miss. The runner takes off for second, and the tag not getting down in time. The throw was tailing off towards the second base side of the bag. Pierre Gustavo with a very athletic play, making the leap to catch that high throw and then immediately swiping the tag down, but apparently not before Allie Chin had slid the foot into second base, so she's credited with a steal. And now first pitch swinging, Halloran fouls one away. It was a strikeout of Carrington, the first K for Reichert. Now the 0-1 pitch, that misses. A runner in scoring position with 1 out, with Catherine Halloran getting her second look at Reichert. And a ground ball right back into the pitcher's circle, sure-handed for Reichert, getting the out at first base, and then Tommaso making sure that runner held at third. Chin advancing to third base on that ground ball, but no further. Halloran out 1-3. And Canton with the tying run at third base with 2 outs in the top of the third for their number 3 hitter, Caroline Hughes. She takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Kelly not getting ahead of hitters with the efficiency that she would like. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. A late swing by Hughes. A 1-ball, 1-strike count. And that pitch missing for ball 2. You can hear Coach DeVito from the third base dugout saying, that looked like a good pitch, but narrowly missing the strike zone. And now a tapper, that's foul. Constant communication between Coach Robillard at third in the third base coaches area. Really working with these hitters. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The next pitch, and that's a floater out towards shortstop. It's gathered in on a hop by Pierre Gustavo, but she's able to get the throw to first base in time to complete the out. That ends the inning. So Canton strands a runner at third base. They do not score in the inning. So it remains Milford 2 and Canton 1 as we head to the home half of the third inning next on Milford TV. One of the top batting averages in the Hockomock League, and Emily Pierre Gustavo leading off the bottom of the third inning. Emily starting off the day today at .617 with the batting average. She is 0 for 1 with a pop out. Taking a first pitch strike from Caroline Hughes. And now watches that pitch dip low and in. Emily with 27 runs scored, a total of 29 hits, 5 doubles, 5 triples, and 5 home runs to go along with 24 runs batted in. She's now ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Hughes winds and fires, and this pitch is rocketed foul. Maggie Farrell having to jump out of the way in the on-deck area. Ball probably didn't get more than about 2 inches off the ground, but it was absolutely smoked into foul territory. Such a quick bat for Emily Pierre Gustavo. About to see a 2-2 pitch, and she hits this one hard fair down the left field line, rolling towards the fence. Extra bases for Pierre Gustavo as she will hustle into second base with her 6th double of the season. It's also the 2nd double of the afternoon for Milford. And they have their leadoff runner in scoring position now for Maggie Farrell. Maggie reached on an error and scored a run last inning, scoring Milford's first run of the day. The runner taking off for third base as the late throw from the catcher is not in time. Pierre Gustavo alertly stealing third base. On the low pitch in to Farrell. And Maggie takes a pitch on the inside part of the plate for a called strike. We continue to hold in this unseasonably cool weather pattern here into the middle of the month of May, still waiting for the warm spring weather to arrive. Maggie Farrell warm with the bat as she sends that ball to the right field fence. Extra bases, she touches second. She's thinking 3. There will not be a throw into third base as Maggie Farrell comes through with an RBI triple. And Farrell drives in a run to up the Milford lead to 3-1. Solid contact made in this bottom of the third inning, and as Milford starts to go second time through the order, already starting to see the adjustments made. Now Tomaso, who had an extra base hit her first time up, takes a pitch high for a ball. A light breeze blowing in here at the softball field. Jess Tomaso sends this ball high in the air out to left field, and that ball is gone. A towering fly ball for Jess Tomaso. It just kept drifting, and nothing Allie Chin could do about it in left field. A solo home run for Jess Tomaso. It is her third home run of the season. And Milford now with a double, triple, and a home run. I should say a two-run home run for Jess Tomaso with Maggie Farrell at third base. So the two-run shot makes it a 5-1 lead for Milford. So Milford showing their extra base power with their first three batters of the third with the double, triple, and home run. Now Caitlin DeCapua looking to keep it going. She swings at the first pitch and sends it towards the gap in left center field. Carrington can't cut it off, so we will see a fourth straight extra base hit for the Lady Hawks as DeCapua cruises into second with a double. So after a couple of quiet innings to open up the ball game for Milford, now with four straight extra base hits, nobody out in the bottom of the third inning, and now Hartman at the plate. And Emily takes the first pitch inside for ball one. Hartman walked her first time up. The pitch from Hughes is sent high and far, but foul off to the left. That one might have ended up out on the artificial turf where the lacrosse teams for Milford and I believe Mansfield. The boys lacrosse teams with the game going on across the way. And now a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Hartman. And this one again heading off towards the football field. That one does drift its way behind the goal out on the lacrosse field. Hartman keeping everyone here at the athletic facilities on their toes. Still a 1-2 count. Here's the next pitch, and that one dribbles up to the plate, coming awkwardly out of the hand of Hughes. Evening the count at 2. Next pitch. It's again low. A full count on Hartman. One pitch away from walking for the second straight plate appearance. Here's the payoff pitch. And it's off the handle of the bat in foul territory, and a running grab made by Harris. Just prior to the fence outside of the third base dugout. And Canton finally able to grab the first out of the third inning. DeCapua remains at second base. And now the second at bat for Kelly Reichert. Kelly takes a pitch inside for ball one. Wind up and the pitch. That misses high. As good as things have gone for Milford this season, they still need to play with a sense of urgency, wanting to claim as high a seed in the upcoming playoffs as they can. One loss, as we mentioned in the pregame, could make a big difference. Looking back at how the seedings unfolded for last season, each of the top 10 seeds in the Division I South bracket had 5 losses or fewer. As Kelly Reichert ends up working the walk. Silver Lake, of course, with an unbeaten 20-0 record last year, claiming the #1 seed. Taunton and Marshfield, both one-loss teams. They were seeded 2nd and 3rd. Bridgewater Raynham with just 3 losses in the 4 seed. Bishop Feehan also with 3 losses. Hopkinton with 3 losses. So Milford wanting to keep their foot firmly on the accelerator throughout the remainder of their schedule, including here this afternoon, where now they've opened up a 4-run lead. They have runners at 1st and 2nd after the walk to Kelly Reichert. And Maddie Bonvino about to take her 2nd at bat of the day. Antonia Bonina is the courtesy runner at first base for Reichert. Bonvino grounds the first pitch she sees foul. After today, Milford has just 4 games remaining on their regular season schedule. 3 of those games will take place here at Milford High School. Their only road game remaining is probably the toughest game remaining on their schedule. The matchup at St. Peter Marion. We know the Lady Guardians have gone deep in the playoffs in recent seasons, including a state championship, I believe, 2 years ago. And Milford also with their 2nd matchup against North Attleboro here at home on May 17th. Bonvino pops this ball up on the infield. Once again, it is Caroline Hughes, the pitcher, who takes charge, catching her 2nd pop-up of the day. Recording the out on Maddie Bonvino for the 2nd out of the inning. DeCapua, who was at 2nd base with nobody out, remains there with 2 down. Antonia Bonina, the courtesy runner for Kelly Reichert at first base. Shannon Cormier wanting to keep the inning going. This ball in the dirt goes for ball 1. Cormier popped out to the pitcher her first time up. Now taps this one just a few feet in front of home plate. No play anywhere as Zepik picks it up and has to just hold on to the ball as Cormier reaches on the infield single. Bonina down to 2nd, DeCapua to 3rd. And the base is loaded as Milford will send their 9th batter to the plate of the inning. Kate Irwin now getting her 3rd look at Caroline Hughes, looking for her first hit. Here's the pitch, and Irwin lets that go. It goes for a called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, and the base is full of Milford runners as Irwin dribbles a ball foul wide of the first base line. And Irwin in the hole, 0-2. Kate grounded out to 2nd base her first time up and then lined a ball out to shallow center field where Evelyn Carrington made a nice catch last inning. Hughes back on the rubber. Here's her 0-2 pitch, and it's floated again out to shallow center field, and that drops in front of Carrington. It lands for a hit, and 2 runs cross the plate as DeCapua and Bonina score. A 2-run, 2-out single for Kate Irwin, and that ups Milford's lead to 7-1. And Milford now officially batting around in the inning as Emily Pierre Gustavo will take her 2nd at bat. Batting with runners at 1st and 2nd, and hits this ball a mile high out into shallow left field. And Allie Chin able to make the catch for the out. That ends the inning. But Milford tacks on 5 runs in the inning as they send 10 batters to the plate. And after 3 full innings of play now, Milford opening up a 7-1 lead on Canton on this coverage of Lady Hawks softball on Milford TV. Milford extending the lead to 7-1 after collecting 5 runs on 6 hits in their half of the third. And Reichert now issuing ball 1 to Samantha Keefe. Keefe touched off a bit of a rally for Canton in the second inning, a rally that should have produced more than the single run it did. Keefe with the first of 3 Canton hits in the second inning. But the Lady Bulldogs running into 2 outs on the bases to limit their offensive production. And Keefe now with a waving swing and a miss and is down in the count 1-2. Line to first pitch opposite field, base hit to left. Their first time up. And now swings and misses and down on strikes this time. Reichert with her second strikeout. When the wind is calm here at the softball field, it's been a comfortable temperature, but when that breeze blows, it cools things down quite a bit. A calm breeze now as Reichert gets strike 1 past the bat of Julia Izepik. She reached on a fielder's choice and scored the lone Canton run in the second inning. Takes a pitch that backs a little bit too far on the inside part of the plate. And now there's a called strike 2. Izepik up now, Molly Lowren on deck. And this ball is foul. Might have gotten a piece of the shin guard of Emily Hartman and then drifted down the first base line. Tough to tell from our position behind the backstop. Timeout granted as we wait for a 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. And now a called strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts for Reichert. And Reichert looking like she is settling into this outing now after a little bit of a rocky second inning. She has 2 quick outs in the top of the 4th and now gets strike 1 against Molly Lowren, who singled in her first at bat. The 0-1, that misses. Noticing Reichert not wearing the protective mask in the pitcher's circle today. That had been a staple of her pitching appearances in previous seasons, but going without it, at least in the start here today. We unfortunately have not had a chance to see Kelly pitch on the season prior to this afternoon, with this being just our 3rd coverage of softball on the year. Deals in a 2-1 pitch, and it's swung on and missed. Reichert 1 pitch away from striking out the side in order in the 4th inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Lowren ready. Reichert ready. Here's the pitch, and it's low, bounces in. So a full count now. Reichert back into the windup, and the payoff pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. So there it is. Reichert strikes out the side in order to shut down the top of the 4th inning, and now has 4 strikeouts over the last 2 innings. Reichert in control now, and Milford in control on the scoreboard, up 7-1 on Canton on this coverage of Milford High School athletics on Milford TV. Farrell, Tomaso, and DeCapua. Batters 3, 4, and 5 coming to the plate against Caroline Hughes in the bottom of the 4th. And Maggie takes the first pitch she sees outside for ball 1. Maggie was right in the middle of those 4 consecutive extra base hits Milford had last inning. She had a triple. Here grounds the ball off the glove of Samantha Keefe at first base. That's a fair ball, and Farrell will reach. And that will likely go as an E3. A playable ball at first base, not hit all that hard. Keefe couldn't secure it in the glove, and the leadoff runner on for Milford. And now Tomaso, who blasted a 2-run home run her last time up, takes a look at ball 1 low. The snap throw to first. No problem for Farrell to get back to the bag. Here's a 1-0 pitch inside, and again they throw down to first. Farrell not really getting much of a lead off the bag after these first 2 pitches. But is Epic trying to keep her close. As now Tomaso drives the ball out to right field, and the catch is made by Molly Lowren on the run towards the gap. A hard hit ball from Tomaso, but she's retired for the first time today after doubling her first time up prior to the home run. But a line out here for the first out in the 4th, and now that brings Caitlin DeCapua to the plate. She has singled, doubled, driven in a run, and scored a run. Taking ball 1 to start her 3rd at bat. Now takes that pitch high, and for a 3rd time we see the snap throw from the catcher. Farrell, the lone runner at first base with 1 out. Here's the pitch, and sent hard and foul wide of 3rd base. Coach DeVito was there ready to make the play, but Taylor Harris stepping in front, fielding that foul ground ball. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Down and in. Hughes has walked 2 so far in her outing. This ball lined just foul down the left field side. No strikeouts so far in the game for Hughes. She's allowed 8 hits to go along with Milford's 7 runs. 5 of them, by our scoring, have been earned runs. As that pitch misses for ball 4, so there is the 3rd walk. DeCapua gets the free pass. That pushes Farrell into scoring position at 2nd. And Hartman now set for her 3rd plate appearance. She walked in the 1st and then popped out in foul ground in the 3rd inning. Swings at the first pitch and drives it deep out to left center field to the fence, and that is gone. Hartman connects on her 4th home run of the season. This one a 3-run shot. And that will put Milford into double digits yet again, taking a 10-1 lead on the Lady Bulldogs. Milford's 2nd home run of the afternoon. Hartman golfing that ball out beyond the left center field fence. So Milford now with a 9-run advantage. The base is empty now with 1 down for Kelly Reichert. Kelly looking for her first hit, though she did walk in her last at bat. Came around to score. And that ball hits Reichert. She'll take her base. And once again, we'll see Bonina come out of the dugout to run for Kelly. So 4 of the first 5 batters have reached in the 4th. She is 0 for 2. Maddie, the only member of the Lady Hawks lineup to not reach base so far. Takes the 0-1 pitch high. Again, is Epic thinking about that throw to first base, but did not release it this time, just looked Bonina back to the bag. One and one the count to the Milford second baseman. Now gets backed off the plate on that inside pitch. Here's the 2-1, and that misses outside. The cloud cover has broken up a bit as this game has gone on. Some blue sky now poking through. Still a bit of chilly temperatures here at field level as Bonvino pops this ball up on the infield. Calling for it is Halloran at second base. She makes the catch. And Bonvino now 0 for 3. 2 outs in the inning now for Shannon Cormier, who beat out an infield single her last time up. Shannon batting with a runner at first base. That ball trickles away from the catcher. Bonina breaking for second, and she will get there without a throw. Passed ball pushes the runner up into scoring position. Shannon with that interesting batting stance, starting with the bat parallel to home plate before bringing it back over the shoulder. And that bounces, gets away from the catcher, and Bonina will move on to third. That time a wild pitch. And a 3-ball, no strike count on Cormier. And the pitch misses low for ball 4, a 4-pitch walk to the number 9 hitter. The second walk of the inning, and the 4th walk issued by Caroline Hughes. Runners at the corners now for the Lady Hawks, and the 4th at bat for Kate Irwin. She drove in 2 runs with a single her last time up. Irwin ready to see a pitch. And takes ball 1. Bonina at third, Cormier at first, 2 outs. And another one missing. That's 6 straight out of the strike zone for Hughes. Struggling with command. A deep breath from Hughes. Now fires to the plate. This ball is a tapper to shortstop. It clanks off the glove of Howard. Everyone will be safe, and in from third base to score comes Antonio Bonina. And that brings it up to an even 10-run lead for the Lady Hawks. The scoreboard now reading 11-1. Irwin reaching on the second Canton error of the day. Shannon Cormier now the lead runner at second base with Irwin at first. And Pierre Gustavo now sending this ball deep out to left center field. That stays in the yard, but 2 runs will come in as Cormier crosses the plate. Irwin right behind on a 2-run double for Emily Pierre Gustavo. And the route is on here in Milford. It is now 13-1 in favor of the Lady Scarlet Hawks. And a brief conversation taking place inside the pitcher circle between the members of the Canton infield. After that hard smash from Pierre Gustavo, Milford batting around for the second time in the game. Maggie Farrell led off this inning by reaching on an error at first. Takes a look at ball 1. And now sends a hard ground ball again off the glove of the first baseman. Now a wild throw from Halloran to first. Hits off of the chain link in front of the first base dugout. Another error and another run for Milford. Now 14-1 the score. So Farrell reaching on an E3 her first time, now reaches. That one might be ruled a single. And an error on the throw. As always, we'll have access to the stats courtesy of Coach DeVito and Coach Walsh by the end of the evening tonight. So that's 3 errors now for Canton. Having some difficulty in this inning. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count now on Jess Tomaso with 2 down. She takes a pitch low. Caroline Hughes trying to find a way to get through this 4th inning. Here's the pitch. And instead this ball is smoked through the left side of the infield. A 3rd hit for Jess Tomaso. Jess now with a single, double, and a home run today. Runners at first and second base now. And it looks like Coach DeVito now will start to go to the bench as we'll see Sabrina Harstick come out to bat in place of Caitlin DeCapua. And right now the umpires getting on the same page with their lineup cards. So Sabrina Harstick about to take her 12th at bat of the season. She's appeared now in 11 games. She has 7 hits on the season. Or excuse me, she has 1 hit on the season. She does have 7 runs scored. As now this ball is sent to shortstop. It's booted around by Howard. And yet another error in this lengthy 4th inning. Everyone advances 1 base. With now Farrell at 3rd, Tomaso at 2nd, and Harsick safe at first. And now an at bat for Lucy Creedon, replacing Emily Hartman in the number 6 spot. Lucy new to the varsity team this season. This is our first chance to see her at the plate. Getting a rousing cheer from her teammates in the dugout as she takes a pitch high for ball 1. Lucy Creedon, the 13th batter to come to the plate in the bottom of the 4th. And she's ahead in the count now, 2-0. Hughes has really struggled with her command as this 4th inning has gone along. She's thrown a lot of pitches in this inning. Creedon has had limited at-bats on the year. This is her 4th at-bat. She does have a hit and a run batted in. As we mentioned, that came in the game yesterday. Here she sends a line drive to second base. It's off the glove of Halloran. 1 run in to score as Farrell crosses the plate. Tommaso is right behind. And that ball hit so hard, we will score it an RBI single in our book. Driving in a pair of runs. Harstick stopping at second base on the single. And Kelly Reichert fouling a ball down the third base line. Emily Hartman out from the dugout to hand the bat back off to Kelly Reichert. She has the catcher's gear on, so it looks like Emily might return behind the plate for the top of the 5th. Here's the 0-1 and a wave and a miss. Reichert fooled on the pitch. She was hit by a pitch in her first at-bat of this inning. Eventually came around to score. And now hits this one hard back into the pitcher circle. Hughes had a little trouble with it and can't get it out. And so Canton has had a couple of opportunities to collect the final out of this inning, but not helping themselves out. The base is loaded for the Lady Hawks, and we'll see Allie Atherton make an appearance in this game at the plate. The student section pumped for the pinch hitting appearance for Atherton, as now Antonia Bonina yet again will run in the place of the pitcher Reichert. Allie batting for Maddie Bonvino, who was unable to collect a hit in her 3 at-bats. Allie's had her share of at-bats this season, coming in with a .269 average. Takes the first pitch far outside for ball 1. Allie has 7 hits on the season and 26 at-bats, so that includes a couple of doubles and 2 triples. 8 runs batted in. She has the bases loaded in front of her in this at-bat as she sends the ball foul over the backstop and out of play. One ball, 1 strike. And this pitch from Hughes bounces inside. And it seems like for better or worse, this is Caroline Hughes' inning to get out of. We haven't seen a coach's visit to the circle in this inning. Doesn't appear to be any activity warming up. As that pitch just grabs a piece of the inside part of the plate for strike 2. So a 2-ball, 2-strike count now on Atherton. Ready to see another pitch. And she fights this ball off foul. Atherton stays alive at the plate. Atherton, the 15th Milford batter to come to the plate in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. It's a hard ground ball back up the middle for a base hit. Harstick scores as Milford will take it one base at a time. An RBI for Allie Atherton as she comes through with a pinch hit RBI single. Harstick scores. Creedon advances to third base with Bonina now at second. And Bonvino returns into the game now, running at first base for Atherton. And another chance in the inning for Shannon Cormier, who walked earlier in the frame. And starts off ahead in the count. The Milford bench hungry for more offense. They are not satisfied as this ball misses high. Continuing to support their teammates as they do so well. This is as united a team as you will find, this Milford softball squad. The 2-0 pitch is lined out into the gap in right center field, down for a hit. One run crosses the plate. It'll be a 2-run double as Creedon and Bonina come in to score. And Cormier now with her second hit of the game. She has a 2-run double to go along with an infield single earlier in the game. And now a 19-1 score. Bonvino stopping at third base. Two in scoring position for Kate Irwin, who pops it up on the infield, and Caroline Hughes able to make the catch for the out that finally brings an end to an epic offensive inning for the Lady Scarlet Hawks. They now open up a 19-1 lead on the Canton Lady Bulldogs on coverage of Milford High School athletics right here on Milford TV. Set to begin the top of the fifth inning. Kelly Reichert returns to the circle. And a series of changes defensively for Milford. We'll get to them after this next pitch. The 0-1 is hit hard but foul off the bat of Jacqueline Howard. It is still Emily Hartman behind the plate. Now Jess Tomaso at third. Pierre Gustavo remains at short, Bonvino at second, and now Sabrina Harstick at first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This is sent in the air out to left field. Maggie Farrell still there, but she collects that one off the turf. That one dying just in front of the glove of Farrell, and it will go as a leadoff base hit for Jacqueline Howard. That breaks up a streak of 6 consecutive batters retired by Reichert, including the last 3 by way of the K. And now Reichert deals in strike 1 to Lindsay Barrett. Canton would need to produce an offensive rally here if we were to see this game go beyond 5 innings. An 18-run lead for Milford. A 12-run lead after 5 innings would result in the mercy rule coming into play. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's hit on the ground to third base. They'll get the lead runner at second base. Bonvino's throw to first not in time. So Tomaso getting her first ground ball over at third base since taking over there for DeCapua. It's a force out at second with Lindsay Barrett reaching on the fielder's choice. And now a called strike 1 into Allie Chin, who reached on an infield single in her only at bat so far this afternoon. She also stole second base but was stranded at third. And now this ball hit back to the circle. Reichert fires to second for the out there. No throw from Pierre Gustavo to first. Could not get around that base runner. Did not want to uncork a wild throw. So again, Milford gets the force play. Chin reaches at first base with Barrett out at second. And Canton now down to their final out as they will send a pinch hitter to the plate. And it'll be Courtney Reddish who will take over for Evelyn Carrington. Reddish, a senior. Takes that pitch down and in. Taking over for Evelyn Carrington, who had been 0 for 2. The 2-ball, no-strike pitch is in for a strike. And now the 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Still plenty of energy in the first base dugout. Unfortunately, this game getting away from Canton with a couple of powerful middle innings offensively for Milford. Now a 2-2 pitch that narrowly misses, and the count will run full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning. Canton with a runner at first base. Reichert is ready. Here's the pitch. And that's in for a called strike 3. There's the 5th strikeout of the game for Kelly Reichert. She pitches around that leadoff base hit. And that out will officially bring an end to this ball game. For the 2nd day in a row, Milford comes away with a mercy rule win. It only takes 5 innings for Milford to come through with a 19-1 victory. They defeat the Canton Bulldogs here this afternoon to keep their winning streak going, now at 15 strong. Milford now with the win at 15-1 overall on the season, 12-1 within league play. And the Canton Lady Bulldogs will search on for their first victory of the season as they now fall to 0-14. So as we mentioned, Milford will play their final road game of the season in their next game. That will come up on May 12th as they travel out to Worcester to take on St. Peter Marion. And then it is 3 straight home games to close out the season against Foxborough, North Attleboro, and Sharon. So that will wrap up coverage here for today. A big thank you to our crew on hand for Milford TV, our director for the game, John Giacomuzzi, and our camera operators, Rob O'Keefe and Malcolm Zale. And I am Tim Coet. Your final score, one final time in just 5 innings. Milford with the mercy rule win over Canton by a final score of 19-1. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics here on Milford TV. So long, everybody.